Assalamu alaikum. Good morning. Today in this video we will talk about conscious sedation. Conscious sedation. In this topic we will talk about definition, levels of sedation, goals and objectives, indications, contraindications, risks and complications, pre-sedation evaluation of the patient, preparation for the sedation, intra-procedural measures including pharmacology, post-sedation care and self-discharge of the patient. Definition. Conscious sedation is defined as administration of sedatives or dissociative agents with or without analgesics to induce a state that allows a patient to tolerate painful and unpleasant procedures. Levels of sedation, analgesia, and general anesthesia. Conscious sedation varies in intensity from anxiolysis, which is the least intense, to moderate sedation, and finally deep sedation, which is the most powerful form of sedation. Levels of sedation, analgesia, and general anesthesia. Systemic effects of levels of sedation. Level 1, minimal sedation, anxiolysis, responsiveness, normal response to verbal stimulation, airway unaffected, spontaneous ventilation unaffected, cardiovascular function unaffected. At level 2, moderate sedation, analgesia, responsiveness, purposeful response to verbal or light tactile stimulation, airway, no intervention required, spontaneous ventilation adequate, cardiovascular function usually maintained. At level 3, deep sedation, analgesia, systemic effects, responsiveness, purposeful response to repeated or painful tactile stimulation, airway intervention may be required, spontaneous ventilation may be inadequate, cardiovascular function usually maintained. Level 4, that is general anesthesia, which is not part of conscious sedation, but just for sake of information, responsiveness, unarousable even to repeated or painful stimulation, airway intervention often required, spontaneous ventilation frequently inadequate, cardiovascular function may be impaired. Levels of sedation, analgesia, and general anesthesia. One more category, dissociative sedation, a trance-like cataleptic state in which the patient experiences profound analgesia and amnesia but retains airway protective reflexes, spontaneous respiration, and cardiopulmonary stability. Ketamine is the pharmacologic agent used for procedural sedation that produces this state. Goals and objectives: to guard the patient's safety and welfare, to minimize physical discomfort and pain, to control anxiety, minimize psychological trauma, to maximize the potential for amnesia, to control behavior and movement, to allow the safe completion of the procedure, to return the patient to a state in which safe discharge from medical supervision is determined by recognized criteria. These goals can best be achieved by selecting the lowest dose of drug with the highest therapeutic index for the procedure. Indications: conscious sedation is safe and effective for patients who need minor surgery or a short procedure, for example, endoscopy, bronchoscopy, diagnostic and interventional radiology procedures, dental procedures, cardioversion, fine needle aspiration of mass lesion, foreign body extraction, vasectomy, biopsy, for example, skin, breast biopsy, bone marrow, repair of minor surgical wounds, thoracostomy, that is chest tube insertion, minor skin surgery, burn dressings, joint reduction, fracture management. Contraindications: relative contraindications to conscious sedation, older age. Older patients have higher rates of adverse events due to increased sensitivity to sedatives, medication interactions, and higher peak levels achieved with drugs. Comorbid disease. Patient with comorbid diseases, ASA 3 or greater have higher rates of adverse events, anemia, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, congestive heart failure, dehydration, neuromuscular disease. Risk and complications: respiratory depression, hypoventilation, hypoxia, desaturation, laryngospasm, airway obstruction, apnea, hypotension, bradycardia, cardiac arrest, neurological damage, anaphylaxis, manifested as rashes, wheezing, angioedema, hypotension, vomiting, aspiration, seizures. Risks and complications. Studies have shown that all areas using sedation have reported adverse events. Most complications from sedation are avoidable. All classes of drugs have been associated with problems even when administered in recommended doses. Adverse events involve use of multiple drugs, especially three or more sedative analgesic medications, drug errors or overdose, inadequate medical evaluation, inadequate monitoring, inadequate practitioner skills, and premature discharge. Respiratory depression, airway obstruction, desaturation, and apnea are the most frequently encountered initial adverse events, and cardiac arrest and neurological damage occurs as secondary adverse events. Children 1 to 6 years of age are at greater risk. Pre-sedation evaluation: name, age, gender, height, weight, body mass index, diagnosis, procedure, past medical history, past surgical history, pregnancy, medications, supplements, airway assessment. The role of airway assessment is to identify predicted problems with the maintenance of oxygenation during airway management and to formulate an airway plan in the event of unexpected difficult airway or emergency airway management. Physical examination, vital signs, blood pressure, heart rate, respiratory rate, temperature, oxygen saturation, chest and heart auscultation, GCS, Glasgow Coma Scale, test results, ECG, chest X-ray, blood CT, blood sugar, urea creatinine, serum electrolytes, and additional if required. ASA classification on the basis of current medical status. Take written and informed consent. The patients and their relatives or responsible person should be informed about sedation plan, benefits, risks, and limitations of the procedure and alternative options. Anesthetist's recommendations for additional consultations if required. NPO instructions: follow NPO protocol. Instructions about current medications, if any. Pre-procedural medications for reducing the risk of vomiting and aspiration, for example, metoclopramide, ondansetron, omeprazole, etc. This is pre-sedation evaluation form. This is the consent form. Preparation for sedation checklist. A commonly used acronym that is useful in planning and preparation for a sedation procedure is SOAPME. SOAPME. S stands for suction, functioning suction apparatus, suction catheters. O stands for oxygen, flow meters, and oxygen source. A stands for airway, appropriate size airway management equipments, nasopharyngeal and oropharyngeal airways, laryngoscope blades, checked and functioning, LMAs, laryngeal mask airways, endotracheal tubes, stylate, bougie, nasal cannula, oxygen mask, bag valve mask, for example, ambu bag, or equivalent device functioning. P stands for pharmacy, all drugs required for procedural sedation and all basic emergency drugs. M stands for monitor, functioning pulse oximeter with size appropriate oximeter probes and other monitors as appropriate for the procedure. For example, non-invasive blood pressure, end-tidal carbon dioxide, ECG stethoscope. E stands for equipment for anesthesia and resuscitation, good lighting and communication. There should be an explicit strategy to request assistance in case of emergency. Sedation strategies. Sedation is not a primary therapy, but rather a treatment of procedural side effects such as pain, anxiety, and dangerous movements. A sedation plan analyzing the requirements for anxiolytics, analgesics, or both is necessary for each patient and will vary depending on the procedure and the anxiety of the patient. Sedation strategies. The person administering the drugs should make sure that what is the procedure, how much is the duration of the procedure, whether analgesia is required or not, which drug has the best efficacy for that procedure, the lowest dose with the highest therapeutic index, sedation and safety profile for that procedure, and whether he or she is capable of rescuing the patient from the next level of sedation if required. Implementation of successful sedation guidelines will involve organization and formulation of policy, education, credentialing, record keeping, enforcement, and continuing quality improvement. Intra-procedural measures. Number one, there should always be a person in addition to the practitioner whose responsibility is to monitor appropriate physiologic parameters and to assist in any supportive or resuscitation measures if required. If the patient becomes too deeply sedated, it should be one person's sole responsibility to monitor and maintain the patient's vital signs, airway, patency, and adequacy of ventilation. Number two, documentation should be on a time-based flow sheet on which vital signs, including level of consciousness, details of drug administration, and adverse events may be recorded. This flow sheet should be easy to use, complete, and comprehensive. It should also be uniform throughout the hospital. This is the procedural sedation flow sheet. Pharmacologic options for procedural sedation and analgesia: midazolam, fentanyl, ketamine, propofol, etomidate, dexmedetomidine, reversal agents. Midazolam. Midazolam is a benzodiazepine class of drug that is used for both adults and children. Dose 0.01 to zero point 0.1 milligram per kilogram IV. Advantages: rapid sedation, minimal sedation, complete amnesia of the procedure, anticonvulsant properties, very little pain on injection. Risks include lack of analgesic effects, possible hypotension, respiratory depression. Fentanyl. Fentanyl is an opioid used for both adults and children. Dose 1 to 2 microgram per kilogram slow IV. Advantages: rapid and short acting sedation, analgesia, increase in pain threshold, minimal cardiovascular depression, suppresses cough reflex. Risks include chest wall rigidity, respiratory depression or apnea, cessation of breathing, hypotension, rare, uneasiness, dysphoria, nausea and vomiting, EEG changes. Ketamine. Ketamine is a dissociative anesthetic used for both children and adults. Dose 1 to 2 milligram per kilogram IV or 3 to 4 milligram per kilogram IM. Advantages: rapid onset and very short duration of effects, consistent state of sedation, lack of respiratory depression, lack of effects on laryngeal and pharyngeal reflexes. Risks include patients may not be able to speak or respond purposefully, delirium and hallucinations in patients older than 50, excessive bronchial secretions and salivation, needs pre-treatment with a medication known as glycopyrrolate, hypertension and increased heart rate, that is tachycardia, increased intracranial pressure. Propofol. Propofol is a hypnotic sedative agent used in both adults and children. Often, an anesthesiologist is required to administer propofol and monitor its use because of the deep sedation it can induce. Dose: zero point 0.5 to 1 milligram per kilogram IV. Advantages: rapid onset of the sedation and ultra short duration of effects. Useful for initiating sedation. Anti-convulsant properties. Risks include burning, stinging, and pain on injection. Lack of analgesic properties. Respiratory depression and apnea. Cardiovascular depression and hypotension. Etomidate. Etomidate is a hypnotic sedative agent useful in adults with hypotension and trauma. Dose: zero point 0.1 to zero point 0.2 milligram per kilogram IV. Advantages include rapid onset and ultra short duration of effects, lack of histamine release and allergic reactions, minimal cardiovascular and respiratory effects. Risks include pain on injection, lack of analgesic effects, suppression of the adrenal gland, nausea and vomiting, muscle rigidity and involuntary muscle jerk, myoclonus. Dexmedetomidine. It is an alpha 2 adrenergic agonist that provides sedation, anxiolysis, hypnosis, analgesia, and sympatholysis. Dexmedetomidine is a hypnotic sedative that produces light sedation effects used in children and adults. Dose: 1 microgram per kilogram bolus over 10 minutes with zero point 0.5 to zero point 0.7 microgram per kilogram per hour infusion. Advantages include rapid onset and ultra short duration of effects, lack of respiratory depression, light sedation allows patient response to verbal and physical stimulation. Risks include minimal analgesic effects, hypotension, slow heart rate, that is bradycardia. Reversal agents: naloxone is an opiate reversal, flumazenil, which is a benzodiazepine reversal. Post sedation care and discharge. Post sedation care should be in a special recovery area with a functioning suction apparatus and the ability to provide 90% oxygen or more via a bag and mask. The vital signs should be recorded every 5 minutes. Post procedure and discharge status should be assessed and discharge criteria clearly enunciated and strictly adhered to. General guidelines for post sedation care room. Number one, on site equipment of appropriate sizes should be immediately available, including positive pressure oxygen delivery system, suction apparatus and catheters, pulse oximeter, non-invasive blood pressure monitor, emergency card with age and size appropriate equipment. Number two, facilities, personnel and equipment should be immediately available to treat emergency situations arising from sedation, including vomiting, aspiration, seizures, anaphylaxis, respiratory depression, airway obstruction, hypoxia, apnea, and cardiac arrest. Number three, a protocol should be in place to access backup emergency services if required. Recommended discharge criteria. Cardiovascular parameters are stable and satisfactory. Airway patency ensured and satisfactory. Patient is easily aroused and protective reflexes are intact. Patient can speak if age appropriate. Patient can sit or walk with assistance if age appropriate. Pre-sedation level of consciousness is achieved. Hydration is adequate. This is the post sedation care and discharge form. Thank you for watching this video.